How are you supposed to guide other people when you don't even know where you're going? This is an excellent question, and I wanted to address it because the other day I was talking to a client of mine who had this situation of a collaboration with certain collaborators. They are a quite interdisciplinary team, and she was the one who was supposed to be the expert guiding the other collaborators who belong to a different field in sort of a project that they are collaborating on. And she was explaining to me that she felt very self-conscious because she's still a PhD student, she's not the expert in the field, and many of the times that they ask her questions, she just has to say, I will check that out, I'm not quite sure, and so on. So I wanted to talk about this because I feel that is a very, very common thing that happens, especially since nowadays we are collaborating more and more. The themes and the topics and research is getting more collaborative, is getting more, interdisciplinary. So we have those situations in which you are supposed to guide other people in what's supposed to be your expertise. However, when you are a PhD student and just starting out with your research, it makes total sense that you are not an expert in the field. And not only that you're not an expert, but you do not feel as an expert. But somehow, despite not being the expert, and like no one expects you to be the expert, there is this feeling that you feel of, okay, but I am supposed to be the one who has to know those things. So how am I going to guide those people if I'm still quite unsure with many of the topics or of the maybe details of the specific topic that we are investigating? And one of the things that I wanted to share in this video is that, first of all, you are not alone in that thing. If the situation is correct and right, you would have your supervisor, you can have your colleagues, at the end of the day, you have the internet that you can check. But I feel that the problem comes when we have to admit that we don't know something. And the PhD is a very, very vulnerable process because you enter it thinking that you know something, and then it humbles you down, like science and research humbles you down quite quickly, in which you realize that you are not the expert you thought you were, you do not know the things that you thought you knew, and especially things are not going to work the way you thought they would work. So in all of those humbling experiences, it can become quite burden to take, that feeling of, okay, those people are counting on me and yet I am not providing them the information that they need. And what I wanted to tell you is that feeling the dumbest in the room is many times a privilege, but it can also be a very, very much a mental drain and a burden when we are self-conscious about our work, when our experiments keep failing, when our models don't work, when we just do not feel that we are dominating our part of science and research, and let alone guide other people through it. So if you are now in that situation in which you feel that everything is a mess, in which you feel that your research doesn't make sense, in which you feel that you don't even know where you are going, and let alone guiding people who are allegedly counting on you to make sure that you are the one leading the project in that sense, if you're in that kind of situation and you are exhausted, tired, burnt out, you don't know how to continue, I want to invite you to schedule a completely free intro coaching call with me where we can discuss those specific steps, what are the steps that you can take, what is your current situation, your current challenges, and see what are the ways in which you can move forward in your specific case, your specific situation, and taking a look at your data, at your research, and all of the broader context surrounding your specific topic and PhD. I will leave a link down below in the description where you can schedule, as I said, a completely free intro call in which we can discuss all of those things and, of course, see if we are a good fit to work together. So I hope that you found this video useful, and as always, see you in the next few days with another video. Bye-bye.